Welcome back. Aurelius and Malik, the Lineage Archive. We close the House of Plantagenet file today. 5 parts. The end of the story. A dynasty ends, but the story certainly doesn't. The Plantagenets' legacy lingers in stone and in law, in memory and in myth. Their imprint shaped England in ways that echo even today. We see their influence in our institutions, in the core of our society. It's remarkable how a lineage can leave such a profound mark. The tales of their triumphs and failures continue to inform our understanding of power and governance, long after their reign has faded.
The Plantagenets didn't just rule. They changed the whole game of governance. Their influence ran deep, and even as the Tudors took the crown, you could still feel the Plantagenet legacy everywhere. They brought in reforms that altered how power was wielded, affecting everyday lives. It wasn't simply about kings and queens sitting on thrones. It was about the people, families, communities, and the struggles they faced. Those changes opened doors for voices that had long been silenced.
Their castles still stand: Caernarfon, Conwy, Harlech. These formidable fortresses once bristled with archers, their walls alive with the flutter of banners. Now they loom silently over the landscape, mere shadows of a turbulent past. These structures are not just stone. They embody the ambitions and failures of a dynasty. They remind us that every empire leaves its mark, for better or worse. In their quiet majesty we see both triumph and tragedy, etched into every weathered stone.
But those stones tell a story of conflict as much as of glory. The Plantagenets' ambition often led to turmoil, tearing apart not just kingdoms, but the core of families. Their legacy serves as a stark reminder of what happens when power goes unchecked. It wasn't just castles that fell. It was lives, dreams, and futures. Each battle fought meant a family shattered, a child lost. The cost of their ambition was heavy, and the echoes of that pain still linger today.
Even amidst that turmoil, the Plantagenets managed to create a sturdy framework for justice that would stand the test of time. The legal reforms initiated by Henry II weren't just changes. They transformed English common law entirely. This development meant that the law became something greater than the king's whim. It laid down a foundation for order and fairness, allowing people to seek justice in a more structured way. It's remarkable how such reforms can reshape a society.
Those reforms weren't just about changing how things were run. They were truly revolutionary. The Magna Carta forced King John to see that he wasn't above the law, just like everyone else. This idea didn't just stay in England. It spread, influencing how people thought about governance everywhere. It wasn't merely a legal document. It was a powerful declaration of rights, a promise that ordinary people mattered. People fought for these ideas, and their struggles shaped the world we know today.
The Order of the Garter, founded by Edward III, is a prime example of how the Plantagenets shaped cultural life. It didn't just elevate ideals of honor and loyalty. It also forged a sense of identity for the English nobility. Just like the valiant knights of old, these institutions influenced how power was wielded and how culture evolved. They left a lasting mark on governance, reminding us that empires often build legacies that endure long after their reigns.
But their legacy is intertwined with strife. The 100 Years' War drained the kingdom and sowed deep enmity among families. The Plantagenets showed us the true cost of ambition, how power struggles can tear loved ones apart. We see names like Richard and John, brothers caught in a relentless cycle of conflict. Their story isn't just about battles and politics. It's about the very real pain felt by ordinary people who lived through it all.
The Black Death loomed over them like an inevitable storm. It didn't just take lives. It decimated entire communities and reshaped the core of society. The Plantagenets found themselves navigating a landscape marked by loss and uncertainty. They faced not just a struggle for power, but a reckoning of their own making. In moments like this, we see the true test of leadership, how they adapt and respond to a crisis that changes everything.
And then came the Wars of the Roses, A brutal civil war that tore the Plantagenets apart. It wasn't just a battle for the throne. It was a clash of family ties and loyalties. The true cost of ambition is often paid in blood. Their end wasn't just a fall from power. It was a fracture of their very identity.
Despite their official end at Bosworth, the Plantagenet bloodline didn't just vanish. Their lineage persisted through marriages into other noble families and distant branches we often overlook. It's a remarkable reminder of how legacies can endure. Much like a river, their influence flows into many royal houses across Europe, shaping destinies we might not even recognize today. We see how history intertwines, how the echoes of one dynasty can resonate through time and place, leaving marks on future generations.
Modern science has even pinpointed Plantagenet genetic markers in the DNA of living descendants today. This isn't just a distant memory or an old tale. It's a living legacy that continues to shape our world. Their blood still flows through the veins of contemporary royals, reminding us that history isn't just about dates and events. It's about real people, their struggles, and their triumphs. Their story is woven into the fabric of our present, and it's far from over.
This was a dynasty that built, reformed, fought, and sometimes destroyed itself. The Plantagenets shaped history in ways we still feel today. Their legacies echo through the stones of ancient castles and the very words of our laws. We can trace their influence in the fabric of England's narrative, a story woven with triumph and tragedy. They remind us of the complexities of power, of how greatness can lead to downfall. Their mark on history is inescapable.
And that closes the House of Plantagenet file. 5 parts. 1 complete story. The full series lives on the Lineage archive, part of the archive network. There's no shortage of files. Browse what pulls at you next.